Kia ora whānau. Alright, another day. So, I found a couple of problems. First problem, this gear selector doesn't appear to be from this bike. It looks like someone either has made one up or they've just made one fit off another bike. So you can see there's a long bolt off. That's the bolt I put in. But you can see how far it is in. That's where the factory notch for the bolt to allow the bolt to go through and help lock it in place is at. When I first had it, that sat way the fuck in. Had another bolt through there that just forced in. So against the splines of the actual shaft, it had stripped the thread of the bolt and it's made a little trench to try hold itself. But what it was doing when I was trying to change gears, it just go whoop and full just skip through. Like the splines weren't holding it, they've kind of shot. So I got to sort something out there, whether or not, well, actually I don't need to sort anything out for this bike, because once it goes into that, I'll be making a custom shift lever that will go up and above, the frame, like a sword side shifter, so I can shift gears by hand. So that's not a biggie, but it would have just been nice to, I'll figure something out to fang around work. But second issue, which might be a major, is that I tried to give it another kick, and because I'm eager to have another fang on it, and it just wasn't working. And it sounded like it didn't have much compression, and I could hear a compression leaking out. And I noticed that this is all loose. You can see here it's quite loose. Yeah. This spark plug just free spins, but I can undo it and actually pull it out. Voila. That will focus. Now it's just some thread tape I put on to, wishfully try get it to heal up a bit, but it's like I need to have one desperate thing. But yeah. I mean, it's hard to see in there, but these kind of threads, is it going to focus? I know you can just see these, like some thread there. I don't know what that bigger thread further down is, whether that's just a stop or not, but this spark plug, where is it? It doesn't reach right the way down, so I'm almost thinking this may not be the right spark plug for this bike, and they've just forced something in there to work, and that's it cutting its own threads, and they've, I don't know, clearanced it to fit or something, and that the bigger threads down the end there is what used to be there. I'm not sure. As I said previously, I'm not really familiar with bikes. I'm a car guy, so it's all kind of new. So, is it the right one? I don't know. What am I going to do about it? No idea. But there is a guy in the building in front of where I work that has a lot of motocross experience. So tomorrow I might just pick his brain about it, get him to have a look over it, see what he can or can't do. Hopefully it's not a major, like you have to tear the head down or something. Yeah, it's not going to be fun. It'll put me behind a bit, but it is what it is. So yeah, I shall carry on with something else on that bike for now. Hopefully the pivot shaft that I've had machined up for down here will be ready soon, so I can get that in. It's probably what you'll see next, and yeah.
3 days later.
Right, we're back. So I've just chucked some food grade NTCs on here because that's all I had access to at the moment. A pivot shaft arrived from the machine shop, which I've had sitting in the freezer most of the day. So yeah, let's see if it slips in.
Nice.
Alright, just a little tappy. Nylon hammer. Bloody good. Yes. I'm just gonna go through a little bit more. Yeah, it's not gonna work with one hand. Gives us a sec. Oh, as easy as that. Nice fitment. I've got these little washers that I'm going to use as a shim just to fit in there. So there's no pressure, clamping pressure on this outer race here. It's all in that middle race. Yeah, so let's bolt that to that. Yeah, well, that was a bit of an ordeal. Turns out I've made this a bit too tight. I don't know if you can see. I'm just going to run with it for now. It should be fine. Those aren't the bolts that I'm using. They're just temporary. I'm going to get some cooler, cool looking bolts. Don't know if I'm going to pull this apart and paint it. But I'm definitely going to pull it apart and just, at the very least, clear it. Or rust it and then clear it. I don't know. But yeah. Gee, smooth. Ain't no problem with that. So as you can see there, that's bloody perfect. That's sitting on the ground and that's pretty much exactly how I wanted it. So this is basically suspension near full compression, but what will be near full compression. You can see there's a bit of space that can move that way. It's hitting the seat at the moment, so the seat's going to have to be a little bit higher. But it shouldn't be compressing more than give or take 5 mil of what it is. Obviously going over the bottom of a curve, the back wheel is going to go up slightly higher before the frame touches, which what's left there should allow for plenty of space for that. It shouldn't bottom out on that bar, it will get close. But yeah, so once I mount the motor and figure out where I'm mounting the shock, I have to lob those off wherever is going to suit best and then build the cantilever arm I previously mentioned off that, theoretically. But stoked with how that turned out. Got heaps of movement. She'll be mint. So that's one job complete for tonight. The other job I was trying to get done, well, wanted to get done.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The other job I wanted to do, English, come on, was helicore the spark plug hole to fit, because I checked with Uncle Google and apparently this is in fact the right spark plug. So it is just that some absolute champion stripped the threads out of there. But I'm running out of time tonight, so that's a tomorrow job. And the other thing I noticed as well was that there seems to be fuel piling up in there and leaking out. Fuel switch is off and everything. It was just after I got it running again yesterday, and parked it up, and yeah, it's just dripping out. So if I get time tomorrow, I'm gonna pull the carb off and give it a clean out, check everything, make sure everything's unblocked and any seals that are in there are still good, and then hopefully put it back together, put it back on, and she should be hunky-dory. So yeah, we'll pick this up tomorrow. Chirp. And we're back. New day, new dollar. I was wanting to get stuck into helicore in this helicoil.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Re-tapping, re-threading, whatever, the spark plug. I went and picked up me helicore kit, but turns out I don't have what I need. This is an M10 by 1.5 and I need an M10 by 1. And I got all my gear ready to bloody do it, but yeah, change the plans. Gonna whip this bad boy off and pull it apart to see if I can stop it leaking fuel, which you can see there, kind of. Yeah, pull that apart, clean it up, unblock anything, check the float and whatnot, and put it back together, and hopefully it should be mint. And you can watch me probably do the entire thing completely wrong, but yeah, I'll wing it. It's all good. What can go wrong? So, got a little something interesting here. You'll see me pull the intake manifold off. That's what you want to call it. It's just a single runner, and there's no gasket. I don't know if that's normal or not, but I would have expected to be at least a paper gasket there. And the other thing I discovered was one's an 8mm head, that sort of shape, and this one is a 10, and the trend follows on the bolts I pulled off to pull the carb off that, which tells me someone's been in here. I honestly think this may have been made from parts someone had lying around, you know. But yeah, the reason why I took that off is I wanted to check the diameter of the intake hole, because I'm gonna be upgrading the carb in probably a month or so, once I get a bit of money back in, because I've done a little bit of research and people reckon upgrading to a 30mm internal diameter carb, like a Mikuni or however you say it. I reckon that's a huge bang for buck upgrade. Yeah, I want to do that, but you know, pull this apart, have a look at it, fit around, and then I'll put it all back together, because I'm still going to run it with this for now until I get that upgraded carb. Anyway, as you can hear, it's bloody pissing down. Just another winter's night, but yeah, we'll get it stuck into this, eh? cleaned out these two. Well, gave them a blowout, gave them a brush and whatnot. Gave the jet a little bit of a file out. So I may have enlarged it ever so slightly, I think. With these little file cleaners here. Because, you know, why not? If it doesn't work, I'm replacing the carb anyway, so who cares? Now, this one, I don't know if you can see. You can actually see through it now. Whereas before it was blocked. But there appears to be some shit about halfway down that even the thinnest one of these won't get in there and clear it out. I don't know if he's meant to be a like lip thing, like for a Venturi effect or anything, but yeah. So I'm just gonna put it back together and run it as is. Gave everything a good blowout and whatnot. You can see it's been sitting for a while and shit, so not gonna bother replacing the gasket because it wasn't leaking, and I'm gonna replace the carb anyway, so yeah. Right, reassembly time. Oh, and I don't have any carb cleaner, but YOLO. Yeah, so my phone died last night, so I didn't actually film installing this, but she's all back on. This is all still loose. So I installed that again last night. Had a fiddle around with these adjuster screws here a bit, and yeah, managed to get the bloody thing idling semi-decent. So, big success. I'll give you a look, eh? Yeah, so semi-decent. But yeah, that's you know, good enough for me now, and for now until I get a new carby, because I actually think this one might be the wrong one for this size bike. Almost thinking it might be one off a 50. Don't know. That's what the bro reckons anyway. But yeah, I haven't been able to find a tap to do the helical the spark plug yet, so I think that's going to have to wait a bit. So I think for the meantime I'm probably actually going to start tearing this thing apart and getting everything ready to start mocking up into that, because there's not much left. Well, I mean, still want to get a shifter lever to make sure it runs through all the gears properly, but like I don't really want to buy it brand new, but if I have to, I have to. I don't know, we'll see. I'm pretty keen just to start tearing it apart. It's going to be a couple of weeks before I have the funds to buy the stuff I need to fix the remaining things, but just keen to stuck in and get it into that, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, that's about it, I think. I guess stay tuned for the next video. Give us a like, comment, all that jazz. Subscribe if you haven't yet and you like it or want to help support the channel. Yeah, I don't know. Insert other generic YouTuber things, I guess. Yeah. Ka kite.